City of Forest Park Planning Commission meeting of Tuesday, February 9th, 2021 open. And we're going to start with call to order and roll call. Ms. Westendorf, you please call the roll.
Dr. Bunton.
Here.
Mr. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Bradley.
Here.
Mr. Aronson.
Here.
And Mr. Smith and Dr. Anaforo are not in attendance.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I move to excuse Ms. Anafario and Mr. Smith.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved in second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, unanimous. Okay, we'll move right along to the minutes. Has everybody read the minutes, and are there any additions or changes to the November 10th, 2020 minutes?
Nope.
Okay, hearing none, we'll accept the minutes as written. Go to the director's reports. Mr. Anderson, do you have any reports?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I do. I have a written report. It's at the end of the packet. Excuse me, a one-pager. Just mainly some project updates on some work that my department's doing, and then also some past planning commission reviews, and specifically the Rainstorm Car Wash and the Dollar General. In addition to that, I was just going to show you, and get the screen. I'm going to share my screen for a moment here and show you the color zoning map that I've been working on for, I don't know, it's been over a month. Get it up here. Screen. Okay. Okay. All right. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm zoomed in a little bit, but basically, for many, many years, we had a black and white zoning map that was created on a Mylar and was updated by hand. And the employee that did that was Derek Smith, and he's been retired now for several years. And we recently had some changes to the zoning map over the past year or so. And we're looking for a way to do that. And really thought that we should have a reproducible PDF copy. And I took the opportunity to put some color into it. And this is the where it's at so far. Let me just zoom in a little more. On a screen, anybody would be able to do this. We've got all the streets and then the different zoning districts colored and labeled. In addition to that, some things like some of the school sites, parks, just things to help people orient themselves. The city limit is shown in red, and then our surrounding communities. I'll zoom back out. One more there. And anyway, there's still a little more to be done. The legend, still working on, and but just wanted to show you that as a little preview. And that would conclude my report. And I'll come back to here. There we go.
Chris, what's the update on McDonald's? I had heard they were going to rebuild, but your notes say there are no intentions of rebuilding at this time.
Right. We initially heard that they were going to rebuild, and then when they applied to do the demolition, when I say they have no plans to rebuild, they have no immediate plans to rebuild. So we'll have to see how that goes. McDonald's doesn't own the land, but they have a ground lease. And so it was a corporate decision of McDonald's to close that restaurant. And that's really all I have at the moment. They're not really saying when they would rebuild or if they will. There was some thought that they would reevaluate it and that it was still a possibility.
Can you give us an update on the Dollar General store about what some of the things that they changed?
Oh, sure. They, if I can get to it, I might have it all written down here. They revised the elevations and the lighting and landscaping for the store as the Planning Commission had indicated in their conditions. They've also submitted for a stormwater approval with the city engineer. Their building permit has been partially issued, and I think the full issue of the building permit is fairly imminent if it hasn't already happened. And so they should be starting relatively soon on the actual construction.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for Chris? Okay, hearing none, I forgot. I passed over to the commissioner's reports because I wanted to put Mr. Anderson up first.
That's why you got surprised too.
Yeah. Are there any reports? Dr. Bunton?
No report.
Mayor Johnson?
Only that, as I stated in the work session, I went by that site several times and have seen where it is, especially the distance from the street outside the complex. I'm very okay with it.
Okay.
That was in my report.
Thank you. Mr. Brown?
At this time, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Bradley?
No report.
Okay, my report is basically the same as the mayor. I went by and I think it's going to be a nice addition there. I don't think it's going to affect any of the surrounding property at all. And plus they'll be getting rid of that one shed that looks like a mini Quonset hut or something. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, after they build a new one.
Yeah, so, but I think it'll be a good addition. So, okay, so hear nothing else, we'll move right on to communications from the public. If addressing the commission.
I'm here, but I don't have any report, just to say I'm here.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, Dr. Anaforo.
That's okay. I came in late, I apologize.
Okay. So we'll go to communications from the public. By the way, is Mr. Smith here and I missed him? Okay. If addressing the commission, please wait for the chair to recognize you, state your name and address, and please limit comments to 5 minutes. This meeting will be recorded for ease of transcription and will be broadcast by Waycross Community Media. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak to the commission? Are there any communications from the public? Hearing none, we're going to move on to new business. A, FPD 20-002 site plan 580 Dewdrop Circle, Forest Park Apartments. Mr. Anderson, would you like to update us?
Yeah, so this application is for approximately 2,500 square foot maintenance building for the Forest Park Apartments. The Planning Commission reviewed it at a work session last week, and the agreed that the building, if landscaping was added around it, would fit within the area and be harmonious to the development as the zoning requires. In the staff report, I had noted the general layout of the property and the types of buildings that were there, including that most of the buildings are brick or stone, or there's some lap siding on some of the buildings, but either fully or partially brick or stone. This building is a pre-engineered type of building, and with a metal siding. That can fit in terms of the building having a different function than the rest of the buildings on the site. Site contains quite a few buildings, actually 56 currently. And so it's a very large apartment complex in terms of number of units and the area that it covers. And as the mayor noted in his remarks, the location there next to the swimming pool and in the vicinity of the apartment complex office is separate from where, the various quadrangles of buildings where people have their apartments, and it is in the adjacent to the large open space area that constitutes part of the common area of the apartment complex. So recommending that with a condition to add a landscape plan, that it be approved. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I went over that kind of quickly, but just cognizant that all the planning commissioners we've already gone over the staff report before. And then Mr. Miller, I think, was the architect, and is here as well.
Okay, is Dr. Bunton, you have any questions for Mr. Anderson?
No questions at this time.
Mayor Johnson?
No questions.
Mr. Brown?
No questions.
Dr. Anaforo?
No questions.
Mr. Bradley?
Yeah, I was just curious if Chris found out what type of floor they're gonna have. Is it gonna be gravel or a concrete?
If you'd like me to answer, it's going to be a poured concrete floor.
Okay, fine.
We'll probably go with a 6-inch based on some of the equipment that's going to be in there. That was our plan. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
No, I just want to know what the floor material. Then you said, what about the space heater? On the space heater, or what type of heating system do I have in there?
Well, we're talking about a Resner type gas hung unit that would be only used in extremely cold conditions. We're not calling the space conditioned, as in heated or cooled. It's just a matter of if the apartment is going to store paint in there, we'd want to keep that from freezing. So the heater is not technically meant to keep people warm, but keep the space warm enough to keep things from freezing.
Okay, good enough. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Miller, do you have something else you wanted to say?
No, actually, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask.
Okay. Mr. Anderson, you mentioned in the work session discussion about the colors, clear on the colors. Should that be in the suggested motion to, that would be approved by staff?
Yeah, it can certainly be added to the motion. I can put the colors up on the screen if you want to take a look. Or I should say the color families that we had as part of the package there.
Yeah, there was quite a few colors, so, you know, I think we should just put it in the motion and you work it out with Mr. Miller, and
Yeah,
I'm sure it's not gonna be anything hard to do.
No, we have multiple colors available, and you know, whatever you guys suggest. I don't think that BRG, the management firm, has been specific to us yet as far as colors, so we're amenable to whatever you guys approve.
I thought, Mr. Anderson, if I might, I thought that in our discussion, basically where we were with that was we would like for it to look very similar to the buildings that are already there, whatever that color is.
Mike, I think if we put in the motion that staff approval, I think staff, Mr. Anderson, you know.
Right.
What,
I have no objection.
Yeah,
okay.
we're completely amenable to whatever you guys approve as far as colors go. The samples that we submitted were one of the companies that we buy panels from, but there are multiple companies out there, so you know, we can provide additional samples if needed. That's not an issue.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from anybody? I just, Mr. Miller, I'd like to thank you for, and BRG and the Forest Park Apartments for, you know, doing, I think they've really stepped up a lot over the past few years, and adding this, I think will be nicer. And we really appreciate you being a good corporate citizen within the city of Forest Park.
We appreciate the opportunity. So whatever we can do to help, we're, like I said, we're looking forward to moving forward, and whatever we can do to help, we will do whatever we can.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miller.
Not a problem.
Okay, is there a motion?
Mr. Harrison, I'd like to move to approve site plan 20-002 for a new maintenance building at the Forest Park Apartments, 580 Dewdrop Circle, with the condition that a landscape plan be submitted for the area around the foundation of the building, and that the color of the building would be determined, agreed to by Mr. Anderson and Mr. Miller.
Okay, there's been a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Mr. Bradley, I guess second the motion.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we've got a motion in the second. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, Ms. Westendorf, would you please call the roll?
Dr. Bunton,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Dr. Anaforo,
Yes.
Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Aronson.
Yes. Okay, so the motion's been made, it's been unanimously approved, and Mr. Miller, we appreciate you coming in and investing in our community, and hopefully bigger and better things will happen, and good luck in the future.
I appreciate the time, and if that's all for me, I'm probably going to log off.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay. Is there any other new business? Okay, hearing no new business, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, it's been motion to adjourn. All in favor? Goodbye. That's it tonight.
Thank you.
That was pretty quick. Well,
I'll see you guys later.
I think it worked out good that we had the work session last
All
week.
right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I learned how to sign in.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody take care and be careful, and I'll see you same time, same station next month.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.